All right, Chris, we're recording.
Hello, and welcome to 2K Fantasy Premier League Podcast. I'm your host, Chris the K. Apparently, this is episode 160. We're looking forward to game week 11. Back in our usual Sunday night slot. We've not done this for a few weeks. We managed to get life in the way, so nice to do it on a Sunday. I'm actually at a conference next week, so it's probably for the best because I would have struggled. And back on YouTube. How are you, Kev?
Buddy.
How are you feeling after the Super? Oh, I would say Super Bowl. It's not Super Bowl.
Super Duper World Series.
The Super Duper World Series, yeah.
Yeah, it sucks.
Well, perhaps give a bit of context to people. Yeah.
Game 7 of the World Series is super rare. I think it's happened like 6 times.
Okay, right.
Yeah, baseball's been around for like 1 billion years or something. I don't know. Fucking like black and white era. Like 1800s. I'm just making this up, but like a long time.
It's over 100 years worth of history in it, right? The Super Bowl.
It's old.
Of the World Series. Stop calling it the Super Bowl.
Yeah. And went into extra innings and everything and like lost by like a millimeter on a base, like out, like it's crazy shit, dude. Like
there was I lazily just read the BBC Sport report, which I'm guessing is a very sort of idiot's guide to what happened, but it was sort of saying that there was like a controversial call that you could have had 2 runs or something, and there
was just like a really close out, and I think they ended up making the right call, unfortunately. But it was basically one of those things where like the call on the field had been made, and it was too close to overturn.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah,
well, we should have won the game earlier in the game. Like every inning, we were just hitting them hard and getting on base, and then like the inning would end without us scoring those runs in. So that's ultimately why we lost. So anyway, I mean, fuck, it was a great playoff run. I got to go to the first game in the World Series with my son, who he'll never forget that. I let the kids stay up late last night. It was like midnight. They're all slowly falling asleep one by one. My son stayed up later. And then thank God, we had our extra hour of clock change last night. So that helped. Perfect. Yeah. And so, I mean, it's weird. It's like, you're like, oh, we made the playoffs. Okay. Whoa, wow. Yeah, we pounded the Yankees. Sweet. And then it's still like a long way to go, right? You got these like best of 7 rounds. You got to. Then Seattle they got up 2 games on us. It's like, oh, fuck, we're toast. And then we just sort of like came roaring back. And then game 7 versus Seattle, we're losing. And one of our like best players hits this like massive home run to fucking win the game and like gets us through to the World Series. That's how we got there. And then it's just like, the Dodgers are just going to fucking sweep them. They're stacked. They're like, everybody had the Dodgers in like 4 or 5. And it's like a best of 7, right? Like first of 4 wins. So, and then we just sort of like, I ended up getting tickets to game 1, and we just like pounded the shit out of them game 1. So it was like, wow, fuck, we might actually fucking do something here. Like everybody thinks we're supposed to just get swept. And then it was just like a crazy series overall. It sucks we lost, but it was like a pretty good, like we had some pretty good wins in there too. They have one pitcher, Yamamoto from Japan, that was just like lights out. He got MVP. It was impressive, man. It's like hard to hit that guy. It's just like had like 7 different elite pitches, and most guys have like 2. Their fastball and like one other signature move to the top to the bottom pitch that they're really good at. This guy's got he's throwing it up to the roof and it's coming in just at the strike zone, or it's like sliding across the plate, or it's down low and curling down. You're like, what the fuck, man? This guy's like, what's he gonna throw next? You just have no idea, right? So it's hard. So like he basically won them the series. So anyway, yeah, man, it sucks, but had a good FPL week. That always makes you feel good.
well, so we're recording this on Sunday. There is still 1 game tomorrow. We've still got Sunderland, Everton.
Yeah. How many you got in that? 2? Alderweireld and Grealish?
I got 2, yeah. I've not had a good week.
Who's your first sub if Alderweireld doesn't play?
Goodmanson, so no one, because he got 1 point. Who's yours?
Same. Rudolph the red-nosed fucking piece of shit. I want this guy on my team.
Yeah,
Turkey's the guy to get, man. I mean, I say that jokingly, but like he kind of looked like he was going to be a pick, and then he got hurt, and then he comes back, he gets 2 assists. Not that I want him in my team, and there's a million good picks in midfield, but like I think he's probably going to end up being the second best City pick.
Yeah, well, I thought this season, I thought this is the guy they brought to be the new, the new playmaker, and then as you said, I didn't realize he'd been injured, but I assumed he just. Oh yeah. Ultimately, I think it's one City until something better turns up.
It sure seems like by the way the language of the presser went down that he is close to playing, and that presser was on like Friday, and the game's on Monday. So you would think there's a good chance this guy's playing. It's just it kind of came out of nowhere. Like he had international break, had like this muscular issue on the break, and it's like, fuck, he's flagged. That didn't look good. He might be out for weeks. Then he ends up playing. And then he stayed flagged. I'm like, that's weird why he's still flagged. Like he played. And it's like, oh, he got a concussion in training. Like he might actually be fucked. It's like, great. Misses a game. It's like, geez. It's too bad because this guy was like one of my favorite kind of under the radar guys that we got a little bit earlier than everyone else. I mean, I didn't get that 17-point haul. He was on my bench that week, but he's just sort of being like a bit of a beauty, right? Like to me, he's the best 4 million D. I know there's another guy on his team that's had a couple big games too, but I'll take the CBIT guy over the random attacking return guy.
No, Mukalele's getting as many CBIT as Alderete.
Really?
Yeah, definitely. If you look at it, I suspect they've got almost the same number of CBIT.
Was not aware of that. So maybe he's the guy to get then.
He's now 4.1, I think. Alderete's probably 4.1 as well. But anyway, so I guess just start with just a couple of bits of information and then maybe look at the scores. Sure. So it's European week, so all your normal, as I probably always say, all the teams with players that you've got in will be playing. So Arsenal, Man City, Liverpool. No one's got any Spurs players, hopefully. Palace. I mean, as you talked about, Palace have got a lot of matches. Chelsea. So yeah, if I kind of look at my team, the only players I've got that aren't in it are like your Dubravkas, your Bournemouth players, so Semenya, Senesi, Grealish, Goodmanson, Alderete, Bumo. It's just, the sort of more, well, with the exception of Bumo, you're sort of, you generally your cheaper players. And then it's back to normal deadline. So this week it was a late Saturday deadline, which is probably better for you, Kev. You have to get up early to see what's going on. We're back to the usual sort of 11 o'clock UK time on Saturday.
Yeah, so, this was yesterday was weird because our time hadn't changed yet, and it was like the second week in a row without an early game. I'm like, it was like 11 a.m. for me when this game started, and normally it's 7:30 in the morning, so it's a pretty different vibe.
I couldn't quite work out why, because I thought it was something to do with an 8 o'clock kickoff, sort of a late kickoff yesterday with the Liverpool game, but there's a late kickoff next week as well. So I don't know. It's something to do with TV broadcast and how many games they're getting, because I don't know. Who knows? Anyway, it's a 12:30 kickoff, so 11 o'clock deadline for everyone, which is Spurs and Manchester United, and then I guess a couple of bit of team news bits that we're sort of mentioning. So, yeah, Reindeers has now been dropped, which has been coming for a few weeks. That's kind of been signposted because he was getting subbed earlier.
Sucks.
And now he's gone. Gyökeres went off at half time, which is a bit weird.
Well, he has a muscle injury. It says it's flagged.
I'm not sure how significant it was. We're playing tomorrow night, Kev. So that's one advantage about the Champions League is you at least get a chance to see a player that's been flagged in that way. What I would observe is we weren't as good in the second half without him. He's kind of become quite pivotal to our team. Yeah. And I think particularly without Odegaard in the team, because Odegaard kind of leads our press, I think Gyökeres has been doing a good job of that for us. And I think it's more important when Odegaard isn't there. But I mean, I wouldn't necessarily sell Gyökeres off the back of that, but arguably there's some better Arsenal picks than him. But for me, he looks like he could score in most games. He's to be fair, he was unlucky not to get 2 assists because your mate Saka fluffed both the chances he assisted, and the other goal we scored. It was his amazing pass to Trossard who then.
I saw all of that. I was fucking.
I thought. I mean,
really excited watching him that game.
It was his best game for us. So it's the best game I've seen him play for us. And it's a question of, is it because of the opposition, or is it because he didn't have a pre-season? He's trying to learn a new team, trying to learn a new way of playing. He's now, he's probably playing a very different way to where he played at Sporting. Is he now settling in, or is it just he just happened to have a decent game and he can have good and bad games? I guess everyone could, but if you're really positive about it, you could say this could be a turning point from suddenly he kind of looks like an absolute go-to player. So who knows? But expensive though, given how cheap.
And like next week, he goes silent again, or just Eze's the guy next week, or it's just too many cooks in the kitchen in that team.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
And it's hard to look past the fence that's letting 3 goals in 15 games this season.
Yeah, or Rice.
I mean, for me, the best 3 Arsenal are Big Gabs, Timber, and Rice. That's kind of what I'm going for.
I think it's Raya, Gabs, Rice, or Raya, Gabs, Timber. Yeah. Like 3D or 2D and Rice. And the reason why I say that is there's just, as we're going to talk about, quite a lot of choice in midfield. From Enzo to Sarr to Bumo to Bruno to Mo to Saka to Semenyo to, you know what I mean? Like, and then in D, there's some good choices there too, but really, Gio is just too expensive at a position that doesn't get enough points overall in the game.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the nice thing was you still got 2 bonus off just a half.
So I snuck an extra one in. It was on 1 bonus yesterday, like right up until stopped giving a fuck about the game, and then I noticed today it's 2.
That was the flip because of Big Gabs getting booked late on, because that took Big Gabs off the 3 beeps.
Not right away though. Like when the game ended, Gio was at 1. It changed well later.
Oh, it was definitely a 2 by the time they gave the bonus later in the day. I only looked later on. We definitely had 2.
Oh, so when the game was on, it hadn't changed. I thought that was weird. Anyway.
But it was all because Big Gabs got that yellow. Although I think Rice may have beaten him anyway, because Rice was an absolute machine yesterday. 21 defensive contributions.
I know.
I mean, he looked like it in the match as well. He was ridiculous.
He's great, man. He's England's best player to me. Which is like a pretty bold statement. Obviously, they got Jude and Kane doing what they do, but people go, like Harry Kane's the most important player for England because he scores so many goals and stuff. I think I don't think it's like easily Rice. I just think there's like a case that to be made. It could also be Rice. If Rice isn't there, we're in trouble in midfield. So anyway,
I guess the other couple of things to say are, I'm sure everyone's seen that Pereira for Wolves has eventually got sacked, which is kind of comical given they gave him the new contract we talked about before after like 2 or 3 games.
Sports is dumb.
And then so they play Chelsea next week, so maybe that's not a great time for Chelsea to be playing them, or Wolves just might be absolutely terrible. But you kind of got to think Wolves will play better next week, but they look so bad. Brighton's look really good, and I'm thinking we haven't got any Brighton players. But I'm not sure who. I'm not like Danny Welbeck, Minter, kind of like the standout guys at the moment from that team. But whether or not there's enough in there, and then the other, and I probably
they got a Seabit guy too in Van Heck.
Oh, is he a Seabit guy? Okay,
but I'm not interested in this team at all.
I wouldn't trust their defense. The thing is, it's very hard to look past the Arsenal defense, at least a double up until we start looking like we're going to start letting goals in again.
Yeah.
And I guess the other observation I had, because we talk a lot about the defenders being high scorers and the midfielders, we kind of chat about that a bit. I haven't been through the stats of it, and perhaps I'll come on with some facts next week.
Sure.
But I think there's been more clean sheets in the Premier League this season than there was last season.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It feels like so. Although I think obviously the Seabits bit made a difference in terms of making some defenders better in terms of point scoring, there has been more cleans. I'm not sure why that is. It's kind of just one of those weird things where, and I was pondering whether or not it was because last season was it last season when we suddenly started playing all the extra time. So suddenly like it's when because we used to play like 3 or 4 minutes, and now it's like no, you're playing 9 minutes because we're having the ball in play for a certain amount of time. We're not letting you just waste time. They kind of killed that in the game. But I think as teams realize it's no point wasting time because you're going to have it added on anyway, you kind of not playing as much extra time anyway. And also teams are getting used to it because there was quite a lot of late goals that kind of killed clean sheets. Yeah. And that hasn't been as prevalent this season. So I wonder if that's just another factor to take into account, which is probably pushing us even further down that sort of 4 or 5 at the back. Anyway,
I think a big part of it, though, is that Arsenal have so many with 7. I think after that, it's not as crazy as you think. But when one team is got like 7 and 9 or whatever it is, or 7 and 10,
yeah.
I mean, it changes it quite a bit because after that, you've got Newcastle on 5, and they looked terrible today. And then you've got Bournemouth, Chelsea, Palace, City, Sunderland, Spurs all on 4. I guess that's quite a bit. Then it kind of drops. A lot. Liverpool are only on 3. Man United are on 1. Burnley are only on 2. Who are supposed to be a clean sheet team. Leeds are only on 2. Brighton are only on 1. Yeah. I mean, they're on like West Ham, Man U, and Brighton are right at the bottom.
Yeah.
Well, I guess there's 2 teams without any because there's no 19 and 20 on this list.
So it must be Wolves.
Oh, yeah. Wolves. Who's the other one?
Was it Forest? Forest,
yeah, it is. Although they looked a lot better this game versus Man U. Like I would say
better. And
Murillo was
as well.
Murillo was fucking clearance machine tackling. He looked like Murillo of last year. Not enough that I'd want them, especially at this price.
Oh, I see. Anderson got 16 DC.
Yeah, they're
That's
just
second.
They're definitely more.
All right, yeah,
looking like they looked last year a little bit, I would say, on defense anyway. But you got to get cleans. But the rest of the league's getting cleans. I mean, I look at it like this, like Arsenal, you want to have 2 units of their clean sheets, 3 if you're ballsy, right? Which means no Rice. Obviously, Saka, I mean, all jokes aside, he's just a fucking bad pick. I have Gio. I think he's a bad pick. I think Eze is also a bad pick just because I just think having either 3 of the D, like Raya and 2D, or 2 like Raya and a D or 2D and Rice is just so much better than having Eze or Saka or Gio. I just think it makes them bad picks. It makes them just like a waste of your Arsenal spot. Like you're going to be up against Rice or you're going to be up against a 3rd unit of a clean sheet. And Eze and Saka and Gio are just like barely getting points, man. Like they have one good game. It's like, oh, fuck, Gio looked good. The other week, oh, fuck, Eze looked kind of good. 21 games ago, at some point, it was like, oh, fuck, Saka looks good.
I mean, Eze's not worth it because he's getting subbed.
Saka's $1 billion and like scores 3 goals and 0 assists in 21 games. Like that's a terrible pick. And then Gio's just a forward. That's $9 million, and it's not worth it unless you're Haaland.
And he might not be on pens.
Exactly.
Yeah,
the pens are irrelevant when you've got Rice putting up fucking 10 points like almost every game, and then the D cleaning so much. Like you got to go with those guys. Like I would move Saka over to Rice right now if I had him. I wouldn't even think twice.
Where's Calafiore in your mind? Because he looks like his first choice now.
I don't know. Don't overthink it.
Yeah.
Make sure you have Gabs, and then probably you could put Calafiore in the like Timber or Raya or Calafiore or whatever.
Yeah, I'm saying it out loud, and I don't. The reason why I'm not certain on Calafiore is because he's got Miles Lewis-Skelly, who seems, although helpfully, Lewis-Skelly seems to be the guy who's playing in Europe, which is quite nice to Calafiore. But then we've got Hincapié, who's come on for sub last couple of games. That guy's going to start a few. So I'm just, this is me just thinking out loud.
Yeah.
Don't go Calafiore. I mean, the problem with Saliba is he's got some sort of niggle, hasn't he? Because he's had a couple of games we've gone off at half time, which is it's not great. And he's not looking like scoring, and he's not getting defensive contributions. I mean,
I would say it looks to me like It looks to me like Calafiore, Timber are like just as likely as getting an attacking return as Gio or Saka or Eze when I'm watching. You know what I mean? The next goal is going to come, be like, who got an assist or a goal? Any of those guys, I'm not sure.
I mean, Timber was yesterday had a chance coming in from the left side of why is he there? And it's like
same with Calafiore. They were doing an analysis on Match of the Day or some shit.
Yeah,
they were talking about Calafiore and Timber basically playing as center fielders, and they were rotating so that you just have no fucking idea who's going to be the one doing it.
And the other thing is Timber and Calafiore are in there on the corners and the free kicks. And the reality is, we're scoring so many goals on them.
They just have that, you know. One day they'll randomly get rotated once the fixture congestion picks up, which will be like next month.
I think Calafiore is more like he's got bigger competition because Ben White doesn't look like Ben White we had a couple of seasons ago, and he looked like one of the best right backs in the league.
Yeah.
Okay. So. Yeah. So the other. What's your thoughts on West Ham after today? Because they kind of look like the beating team, or do you reckon was it more Newcastle or Paul?
I guess I don't have an opinion on them. I wasn't even thinking about them at all. You said those words right now. I would have to go look them up to have an opinion.
I'm not necessarily thinking, I suddenly want to buy West Ham players. I'm not going there. But I'm more thinking they're not maybe not quite the team to target as they might have been a couple of weeks back. I was thinking more from that perspective.
Yeah, I mean, they got Nuno now, so they're not as like open at the back, are they? I mean, I haven't target. There isn't really a need to find a team to target right now, I guess. Even Wolves, from like a clean sheet perspective, who played them a week ago and let 2 in it. They played at home versus Wolves and they conceded 2 goals, and it's just like they could score. I think
Burnley beat 3-2, which is what
Burnley. But that was because we were talking about our Burnley good at home defensively, right?
Yeah.
So I think the whipping boys or whatever is almost less relevant right now while we've got permacap Haaland. You know, maybe this week is the 1 week we don't permacap Haaland and we could talk about that. But usually when you're looking at a whipping boy, it's a target. It's more of a captaincy thing, isn't it? I mean, you don't really your transfers are more about like fixture runs or form, not about one good fixture typically. So yeah.
Okay, well, should we talk about points so far this week, then captain?
Yeah. Do you want me to open up the old league?
Yeah, go for it.
Who's up there, Larry? Larry.
I guess top 3 in our league. Bazza Town on fire, 641. What position does that make Barry? 50,000, very nice. Kev, you're only 4 points behind, man. You've had a nice week. You say 80 points.
Not done yet. Got Alderate.
Hang on, is that with Haaland's bonus? Oh, no, it is with Haaland's bonus. Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
That's weird.
Oh, they are. Yeah, they are.
But that's not on your points total. That's very weird.
Oh yeah, that is weird.
That is weird.
Click on him. It says 283, but then when you look, he's only got 10.
Anyway, I mean, everyone's Captain Haaland anyway, so it's kind of irrelevant. Relatively.
Well, I saw the bot said one person Captain Mo and one person Captain Gio, and both of them returned. But then Haaland comes out, does fucking his business, and it's like, shit, why'd I take him on?
So I mean, you look at your team. Your starting 11 look good. I can see why you might move on Gio. Obviously, Obi's your sort of guy that's not playing, and Reinders is the guy you need to sell, right?
I don't know how to get back to this fucking league. I'm still on Barry's team fucking around. There we go.
Okay, sorry.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Talking about Kev's team.
There we go. I'm like clicking through Barry's life on Facebook.
Yeah, so you're Raya and Gabs, like Raya, Gabs, Haaland, kind of everyone's got them kind of thing. Your differential is kind of Mo, required to some extent, although he's fairly popular. Caicedo, he's not as popular as you might think he should be. And then Gio, who is actually he's probably more popular than Caicedo to some extent because of the name and who he plays for. But yeah, that's a decent week. But I'm not sure many people got points coming off the bench if Alderate doesn't play, Kev.
Well, someone said they have JP. I mean, there's going to be some. 1 point coming off the bench is not good. Like, that's going to hurt my rank. So I hope he plays. I mean, he's a CBIT guy, isn't he? Like, his floor, like, he basically starts the game with 4 points.
Yeah.
So if they concede a bunch, like if you look at Senesi, they conceded a bunch today, so he's dropped to 3 because he gets his CBIT. 3 points, not bad. Better than anyone on my bench.
So, and
glad I played him over Rangers. I should have played Lacroix last week over Rangers, and I've learned my lesson. Play the CBIT guys above fucking loser midfielders and stop considering that they might get an attacking return, because the reality is they get an attacking return every like 8 weeks.
Yeah. And then going back to our league, Bobby Wanderers. So Rob's played interesting free hit. He's got 91 points. I've just spotted his. I don't know if he got his team up there, Kev.
I do now, yeah.
Interesting, got Caicedo on the bench, but I mean that's a good week. 91 points is a really good score. But interestingly, you're on 86 now that they've updated the game. If Alderete gets a clean sheet tomorrow, you've actually beaten that free hit team.
Yeah.
Which and I'm not.
This is always the risk.
But
this is a good free hit though.
That's still a good free hit, and I don't know what Rob's normal team is. So I'm not sure he's necessarily outscored his normal. He's probably outscored his normal team, I suspect.
Sessegnon and Minta, are you fucking kidding me, Rob? What is this?
Yeah, he's probably
lightning bolts up your butt. Like, why is Semenyo there? City away. Like, that just to hedge the popular picks.
Yeah, it's good. I think that's this is the free hit. Do you go like, I'm going to go for it and like risk like Semenyo or don't know, someone else that you think's a popular pick? Like, I have no Palace defenders because they've got a tough game. I just assume they won't get a clean. Do you kind of just go for it, or
imagine you didn't go Palace though, and then like Lacroix was the 3rd highest scoring D in the week.
Yeah,
with an 8-pointer. Like, these guys are just shitting points, man.
And then you want to look at my team. I'm on 73, so I'm 13 behind you, which is primarily goalkeeper and
Where the fuck are you? Oh, there.
10th, I think. So
Mark Gooey.
So I bought Boomer in this week, which was a complete waste of time because it means I sold João Pedro, who got 9. Of course he did. Just as I want to. As soon as I got fed up with him, and then I got rid of my Palace defenders and didn't go for them instead of, and I wanted Rice as well. So I'm buying players in the wrong order.
You got Mo though.
I kept Mo, which was probably so I made one good decision there. I think keeping Mo's probably because he looked better yesterday, and then I know he's got a tricky fixture next week, and then his fixtures are great until he goes to AFCON.
So he's just not a must sell. I get that he doesn't look like he looked like last year, but every other premium you'd get instead of him this week anyway didn't look great. But I mean, like, when you click on him, it's like 10-pointer, 6-pointer. These 3 2s are why everybody hates him. 9, 3, 5, 8.
So I know there was kind of some on our chat around. I think you like Mo more than I do because I was definitely wavering on selling him a couple of weeks ago. I was close. I was close to pressing buy to Mo, but I think for me, it's not that I think Mo's an amazing pick. I just don't think I need the money elsewhere.
Exactly.
I mean, that's kind of true. It's kind of not true because I'm slightly tight on cash to get like Munoz and Rice in my team. I'm slightly tight getting those. So
Bumo.
Yeah, but I've gone Boomer, which maybe was a bit. That was probably my mistake. Let's see how Boomer does.
He looked pretty must get last week, dude. He went up 3 fucking times in price. He's got good fixtures. I'd still like him.
I still think he's a terrible pick, and he's still got. I didn't watch the game. He got an XGI of 0.55. So it's not like he did nothing in the match. So I mean, anything above 0.5 is good in any of these matches. If you kind of watch a match, you go, that's pretty good. But yeah, I just kind of got my buying and selling defenders in the wrong order. So my dilemma for this week is: do I keep Jack? So I've only got one transfer, so I've kind of got 2 options in my mind. One is move Jack to Rice, but I feel like I'm chasing the Rice points to some extent. But I did say last week he's going to score a few more goals, and obviously he scores straight after just before because my plan was to get Rice in this week, or I sell Goodmanson and bring in Goihi from Palace, and just go. He's probably just as good as Minoz, because Goihi, I can't ignore the fact that he seems to be attacking. So I know you said it's a bit random, but he looks like he could score, and I just feel like he's getting his defensive contribution points.
I'm at the point where I think they're just all good.
No,
I do think Munoz is the best. Because he Gay attacks. Lacroix, I know he had like a bit of a flirt with irrelevance there for Seabit, but he definitely seems to be back in this Seabit seat again, where he's getting them more so than not.
And it was talk he had some sort of knock, and maybe that was related.
Yeah, but Munoz looks like Sarr to me. He's out there playing like in open play, playing like Mateta and Sarr and Munoz are up front. Like he's not even a defender. So and he gets C-bet. So I think he's the best pick. But I don't know if it's worth. I probably wouldn't sell Lacroix to get him.
Yeah,
I could talk about my picks when you're done talking about your team and my thoughts, but
so I've got myself in a bit of a pickle because I had Munoz and Lacroix. Now I have neither of them. I've ended up with Foster, who's kind of a nothing player because I'm not going to play him, and he's kind of wasting like 0.5, 0.6 mil because I could get someone cheaper doing. I
think he was just ill today, by the way, or yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I've got Goihi, who's never going to play for Chelsea again, but he's 4.2, so it's like he's the cheapest bench fodder you can have from the attacking eight. So I'm like, that's fine. I don't need to play bench boost or anything like that, so I'm happy with that.
Yeah, like you don't want to have a transfer of going Foster to Obi.
But I feel like I almost feel like I'm stuck with that now to some extent.
Unless you go up.
Unless I go up. That's the question. That's why I'm now with this. But with one transfer, you can't do a lot. But I'm sat there going, at the moment, I'm going to see how Jack looks tomorrow. But I'm like, so my debate is: do I go Jack to Rice? Do I go?
I don't free up 0.2, right?
No, they're the same price. Because Rice
because you have price rises built in. That's why he's 6'9" to 6'7". But I guess you probably got Grealish at 6'5", right?
Yeah, exactly. So they're both that doesn't create any money for me. I've only got 1.3 in the bank, so I've got enough to get
money.
So Goodmanson can become Goihi or go back to Lacroix. I go Goihi over Lacroix, but then I'm like, well, I need 0.3 more to get to Munoz. If I had 3 transfers, I would be saying to you, I'm gonna make Foster someone cheap. I'm gonna make Goodmanson, Munoz, and Grealish will become Rice.
Isn't it funny how we were like just fucking rolling in banking transfers, and now it's like, I could do with another triple move.
Well, that's more my own fault because of how I've done my transfers and not really. Yeah, that's probably about not planning these things properly. I'm not really sure what to do.
You could also consider Foster to Thiago. I think you have the money for that.
Yeah, that was the other thing.
I don't mind that. Like when you look at
what's Brentford home to Newcastle, maybe that's not a bad shout.
We talked about this a bit last week. Like, I think he'd play Thiago more than you think.
Well, I think I'd play more than I think I'm almost almost pushed me back to a 3-5-2 to some extent.
Because, but then if you ever had a week where you're like, you know what, my whole team has good fixtures this week. I know it's weird benching a 6.3 million forward, but every once in a while I don't mind doing it. Where if he was like a 7.5 million forward, you'd be like, no chance I'm doing that. But like with him, it's like, yeah, you know what? I'll do it because I'd rather get the C-bet guy there's a good chance of a clean sheet here for like what's the ceiling for a Thiago? Like 8 points, 9 points from one goal. More likely he's going to get 6, 7, 8 points. Where like your defender, your C-bet defender, if he gets it clean, that's 8 right there. He gets anything else, you're flying. Plus, I just like nailed 90 on pens. Brentford of being surprisingly decent this year for selling everybody. And it gets rid of your Foster problem.
It does to some. It does, but then, but if I
You're
do
not
that,
stuck in abyss with him anymore. It's like I've actually got a player I can use, and then even if when we get to AFCON, you're like, you know what, I'm gonna go all the way down to OB with him now.
I guess my only other thought, the only thing with that move is it blocks me getting a Palace defender, unless I sell like Grealish someone cheap.
Good though. I mean, Gudmundsson sucks. GUI sucks. Those are your third. Those are going to be your fourth and your second and third D bench every week though. So who cares? You're going to basically go 4-5-1 or 4-4-2 every week, or 3-5-2 every week, right?
But I guess it comes down to this: what's better, Thiago or Guehi, Lacroix, Munoz? Who would you prefer? Would you prefer Thiago or a Palace defender?
Thiago or Munoz?
Thiago or Lacroix? Who's got the most points in the game?
I'm going to look right now. So if I go to, this is on this round, total points. Munoz has 54. Lacroix has 50. I'm pretty sure these are updated.
Yeah.
Thiago has 47. They're not as far apart as you think.
But he costs more. He does sort my Foster issue out. And
he's only one move to get is more.
It's partly that, yeah. It's worth four. It's worth a 4-point save. Part of me also goes, do I just go stuff it and just do the transfers and take the point hit and just sort my team out? That's the
maybe
other thing going through my head.
I thought about doing that last week, but I wouldn't have got Gio's goal. I almost went Gio and Reinders to Bumo and Thiago last week. I'd be like 0.4 higher team value than I am now because they moved 4 times. But I would be fucking 6 points worse off. So ultimately, I don't know if it was a good move or not because the team value moves so much with Bumo. If you like 0.1, whatever, 0.3 is like, fuck, that's significant.
I mean, the other flip to that is if I sell Foster, someone cheap, I've got 2 players that just don't play football anymore because Guehi's not playing and the other guy is not going to play. So that's the other risk.
And you got Alderate. Who knows what's going on there?
That is the risk with playing one up front, which is if you go one up front and go 2 cheapies, the cheapies are not playing.
Yeah, I kind of like Thiago, man. Like I'm leaning there because I was sort of looking at doing a similar move this week, and I'll talk about it in a minute. Like my 3 options, and I'll tell you the mids when I talk about my team are: do I go from Gio, who's definitely leaving my team like today, to basically Mateta, Thiago, or Krupi? Did he play, by the way? I haven't looked yet.
Yeah, so I was just looking. So he played 61 minutes.
I know Eva's back,
and even Nielsen came on for him. I think that's not a good sign for Krupi.
I think it is a good sign for Krupi because the manager said even Nielsen's ready to play. The fact that he still started. Yeah, I think he'll be in and around some. Let me put it this way: he's in and around some minutes. And if Evan Nielsen, I don't expect him to start. I expect Evan Nielsen to start. But if Evan Nielsen doesn't do anything for the next few weeks, Krupi's right there. I would definitely go Krupi over GUI personally.
Yeah, agreed.
But I think realistically, it's more about Thiago versus Mateta for me. So I think
Mateta hands down.
Well, we'll see. We'll talk about it in a sec.
We'll talk about it now.
All right, you want me to go to my team?
Yeah, I think I've talked about my team enough. I think the answer is I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm just throwing a few thoughts out there.
Okay, so if I go to transfers here with my team, I can fuck around. I can't do that with your team. All right, so if I'm going to get rid of G, I'm going to get rid of Reinders. That gives me 14.6 million. Where my brain is going is, well, it was Bumo and Thiago. Okay, I have 0.1 buffer there.
And now you're looking at Rice and Mateta.
So, Rice and Mateta also, it's exactly the same price. So it's where the fuck are they? It's 0.1. Mateta and Tiago are one point apart from each other. 0.1. And they're 2 and 3 in the league in non-pen XG. So 0.1 between them.
I would go Rice and Mateta.
Or I could go Rice and Tiago, and listen to this one. And then I've got 1.7 million in the bank,
and you can make one of your crappy defenders
Munoz. Exact money. I'd probably have to do that this week for a hit, and I think it might be worth it. So I could go. I like Munoz more than Mateta because I view Mateta as, if I click on Mateta, like as much as last season, hands down, I'm doing this Mateta thing. Now he's 1.6 million more than Tiago. It has one more point than him. Why can't I just click on the fucking guy? There we go. One point more than him. He gets 9. He got the 117 pointer, which I guess he has that in his wheelhouse. I don't want to discount it, but let's just say that's an anomaly. Okay. Hopefully I get him in. Also, like Alderete got a 17 pointer. These fucking D are getting 17 pointers too. This guy has to get a hat trick to get that. I don't think that's a good thing for forwards. Mostly he's getting 9 is the second highest he's got all season. It's either 2 or 5 or 6 or 1. And there's a lot of fucking 2s and 1. A lot of 2s. So, and here's the other thing I don't like. They're in the middle of like crazy fixture congestion right now, dude. Like Sarr looked good against a depleted Liverpool the other day. And guess what? Sarr did fucking nothing today, did he? And I'm not going to be shocked if Mateta does nothing next game. At least Munoz, the team's collectively playing for that clean sheet, right? I just feel like I think Munoz is a better pick than Mateta, period. And I don't think Tiago's that much worse a pick than Mateta. So I don't think I would ever bench Mateta, even if he played like Spurs away. I'd be like, I don't want to bench that. I'd just bench Tiago Spurs away. Fuck it. I'll play Alderete.
So can I check though, right? If you buy Munoz, Rice, and Tiago, what are you then in position where you're doing what a 4-5-1 or a 3-5-2 every week?
I would be doing a 4-5-1, a 3-5-2, or even a 5-4-1 or a 5-3-2, man. I could basically do any of that. Here would be my benching headaches players. Let's say Palace has a tough fixture. I'd probably bench Lacroix. Yeah. I mean, Obi at least I have in my team, so he will always be my third sub.
Yeah, so Obi's gone. So you're gonna have to bench 2 players every week, and it'll be out of Tiago, Alderete, Lacroix.
I could see myself benching Semenyo, and if he doesn't turn his fucking form around.
Yeah, should we talk about that?
In tough fixtures. Like I think there's gonna be players like that where I'm like, fuck it. Semenyo has City away, I'm gonna bench him. You know what I mean? Tiago. So like, let's say I did the move. Who would I bench this week? That's a good question. Alderete has Arsenal at home. I'd bench him. Obi benched. Now it's between like double Palace D, Brighton home. Semenyo Villa away, Sanisi Villa away. I'm obviously playing. I'm obviously playing Mo and Holland, even though they have the toughest fixtures in my team. And then it's Enzo and Caicedo, Wolves home. They're playing. I'd probably bench Tiago in that scenario. It would be weird seeing as I just bought him. I'd probably bench him, Like I'd probably go Obi bench, Tiago bench, Alderete bench.
Well, I might challenge that because I remember when I was doing my wild card, and you go, "Why have you got so much money on your bench? What's wrong with you?" You kind of doing that to yourself then.
I'm not though, because I'm going Tiago instead of Mateta.
There's still a lot of money in you, but then if you're going to bench Tiago, it's a lot of money on the bench. I know we had this kind of debate last week. I'm struggling with it a little bit myself. I'm like, because what's going to happen is you're going to say to me, "Oh, look at the amount of points I got on my bench because I had to."
What I do then is I don't do the Munoz hit. I just leave Rodon. but then I upgrade Lacroix with this. Like I'm gonna have 1.7 million. And I could be like, maybe next week I upgrade Lacroix to Munoz or upgrade. So you know what? Semenyo's form's shit. I'm gonna make him Boomo now and get rid of him.
I prefer that. I think you'd be happy with that. It does mean you're more like a 3-4 at the back rather than a 4-5 at the back.
Yeah, be a 3-4, yeah. Or a 3 or 4, because I like Alderete. I'm keen to play him pretty much every week.
So can you pop Semenyo up on screen?
Sure.
Show his history, because
it's not as bad as you think, but
he's gone cold though.
He's had Palace away and City away in his last 3, though. That's part of it.
That's true. But his XGI has dropped off the cliff.
Oh yeah.
Which I would, because and to be fair,
he's got 3 mega games, and then it's so, and then the last 3 weeks have been cool.
He's got Villa away, which may also be a colder game for him, but then his fixtures look too good to sell. Yeah. West Ham at home, Everton at home, Burnley at home, and the 3 of the next 6 after Villa away. No one's selling him.
No,
he's a very hard sell.
He's kind of primed to sell right after Burnley at home, unless after Everton at home. He's got Chelsea and Man U next, and you're like, I'm gonna get off him before everyone else. I don't like if his form doesn't pick up in these next couple. I don't see him doing much this week though, and the fact that we're already having this conversation on the pod means other people will be as well, which means it's going to be being talked about. And then Villa away, probably be another poor result for him, you got to think. I mean, maybe not, but then it's West Ham at home, too good a fixture. If he blanks in that, it's going to be like alarm bells, because Sunderland away, people are going to be like, oh, Sunderland next. It's like Sunderland away is one of the like hardest fucking fixtures right now, man.
Yeah.
Like you almost don't, you want to bench player Sunderland away, right? That's part of the reason why it's like, oh, even if Gio didn't go off at halftime, I was probably going to sell him now anyway. I just didn't do it last week because I didn't want to do it for a hit.
So, yeah, I think the thing with Semenyo, because he's been doing so well, he's such a hard sell, because you go, the week he goes bananas, you go, well, I haven't got this guy in my team. But the thing is, but equally, if Semenyo goes cold and say Boomo starts going, continue. I know he didn't score this weekend, but he continues his form. Will Semenyo to Boomo suddenly become quite a popular move in a few weeks' time? If Semenyo blanks,
or to Bruno,
yeah. So who's captain this week then, Kev?
I think it's Big Gabs, man. Like
interesting,
like heavy favorite.
Interesting. I'm on Haaland.
Yeah, I know. I mean, he just got the brace, didn't he? And Liverpool at home aren't as deadly as you think. But
I mean,
Haaland basically just got the same amount of points as Haaland.
Yeah, but have you seen? So yeah, there's no debate. So, but Big Gabs is away at Sunderland. You just described it as one of the harder fixtures
for goal scorers.
For goal scorers, but Big Gabs is big scores off the back of
I just view
assists and goals.
His like his floor, he's getting 9.
Oh yeah, and so I get it's I can see why you're looking at Gabs. He's my vice. The reason why I'm still on Haaland is if you look at his home fixtures, he is.
I know.
It's ridiculous. I know he didn't score against Spurs the first home game of the season because they have this weird thing with Spurs where they don't do well against them apart from when it actually matters.
Oh my god.
But his home games, what he's got
13, 16,
13, 16, 13, 13. I'm like, and Liverpool don't look good defensively. I'm like, I think I'll stick with Haaland, thank you.
Yeah,
but it's kind of nice though because some people won't captain him, so you actually get more from it if he gets the scores. But equally, the flip to this is Liverpool have turned some form of corner, and games against when we played Liverpool, that was like it was all down to that Slobosly goal, wasn't it? But
yeah,
but it would look like a 0-0 game up until that point. They could easily play a 0-0 game next weekend. It could be that type of game, or you could have a game where it's 3-3 and Mo and Haaland both get hat-trick each. It's kind of those games kind of go both ways. That makes sense. They can either open up and it's just goals, or it's just so sort of cat and mouse. It's everyone's just been very nervous of trying to not lose the game.
Yeah.
Because whoever loses that game is kind of got a bit of a blow in the title league. Assuming if we win at Sunderland, then suddenly they're like 7, 8, 9 points adrift to the top. Whoever loses, so it might mean it's a harder. It might mean they're a lot more cautious. So anyway, you kind of got two narratives to the game.
What do you think about some folks are looking at Chelsea players, Wolves home? Like if you had JP, would you consider it? Enzo?
JP, no. I want to say that not now with Wolves getting the manager as well.
Right.
So are you definitely stick with big Gabs, or do you think you'll go? Oh, I'm nervous about Haaland just destroying me.
Oops.
I mean, you just said that you think Big Gabs is going to be favourite.
You know what? He's just on fire, man.
It's ridiculous. He looks like, but the thing is, he's not scoring from them. He's setting them up.
You know what? Tiebreaker. Which game's later? I'm guessing Man City, Liverpool is the.
That'll be 4 o'clock on Sunday, won't it? 4:30. Yeah, we're playing on the Saturday 5:30, and they're playing. They've got last game of the weekend. The other thing is,
I'll probably go to Holland then, based on that. I know I shouldn't do it based on that, but I'm very much a playing this for fun guy, and I don't like when my vibes are ruined. And I already have 2 units of their clean sheet. That would be 3 units. That'd be a triple clean sheet wipeout. And then Holland goes nuts. It wouldn't be a very good weekend.
I mean, the thing is, we are going to let a goal in at some point. I know it looks like we'll never let a goal in ever again, and no one's actually having any shots on us. But there will be a point where we start letting goals in. It's gonna happen. Sunderland away is probably a trickier fixture than you might think. I still think we'll win. I mean,
I still think you'll get a clean sheet, but yeah,
yes,
the chances are, yeah, okay. I'll probably go Holland. It's tough. I mean.
But the fact
we're talking about fucking 20 points.
I think it wasn't. If Liverpool looked the other thing, so at Liverpool is they look better with Gavin Birch back again.
Yeah,
because you kind of talked about this early in the season, and he seems to like gel that whole team together. So that's kind of interesting for me from that perspective. So Kev. Here's a question for you.
Let's do questions, and then I wanted to get back to Mateta before we end. I have a feeling some of the questions will lead us there, though.
I have a question for you.
Oh, okay. Question of the week?
Question of the week. Some sort of music and like a nice graphic.
Gotta have the like. We've been watching. This is gonna sound really weird, but you know how you just watch an old show now? That's like the world we live in. Yeah. So like, there's 2 shows that. Like the whole family watches. Like I got 4 kids and we're all fucking The Simpsons. We've started from like season 1.
Nice.
And we're on season like 5 or something. Actually, this week I just kept clicking ahead to the Halloween specials all week. And then Full House, which is such a bad show. But
I've heard of
about this Bob Saget. You never even heard of it?
I might have heard of it.
I don't know how to mute down here. Fuck, I gotta mute, man. I gotta cough my brains out in a sec. How do I fucking don't know how to mute this fucking button on here? Damn it. Where's the fucking mute button, man? I don't know where it is. There's no mute button.
I can see mute for me, but I can mute myself, but that's not going to help us. I'm not.
Okay, I think I'm through it. Anyway, do you know who Bob Saget is?
I've heard of him.
He passed away a few years ago. He's like, it's this show from like, it's the late 80s, early 90s. There's like fucking 25 seasons. It's like this guy, and he's got 3 daughters. And, you know, the Olsen twins, they played the baby, and then they became like billionaires later in life with all the money from the show. Anyway, because I got 3 daughters and a son, and the little girls they kind of remind me of 2 of my daughters. So we're just watching this show, right? And fuck, I don't even remember why we're talking about this now.
It's all about the question of the week music that we haven't got.
The music. The intro to Full House is so good. It's like the kids like will just like randomly be like. So I'm gonna try and find that music and insert it at some point. And that when we do question of the week, it's gonna be like the fucking Full House
Perfect.
TV shows about to start.
That's something to look forward to in future episodes. Perfect.
It's like a 45-minute story where I'm dying of coughing.
So
question of the week, Chris.
Which three midfielders have got the highest total defensive contributions this season?
Caicedo, Xhaka, and it's you probably did this because it's Rice, knowing you, but the other ones that I know are good at scoring. I don't know if they got the most DC like 100%, but I know they're up there in overall points, mostly because of this. One of them's fucking Paulinho from Spurs, because he was like, because I was looking at how many points just Gravenberch had after he scored that goal, and I'm like, fuck, he's right up there with Bumo, man. Like Caicedo, so Caicedo and Bumo and Xhaka, they also have some attacking returns, so they're higher up in the overall points, but I don't know if that just means they have the most C-bit. Caicedo, I would think, has to be top three.
It's not defensive contribution points, it's total defensive contributions, if that makes sense. So I'm not looking at who's got the most 2-pointers. It's total.
But where I was going on is like they've also got a couple assists in there as well.
Yeah, that's fine.
I was
that's
just
fine. Okay.
Like those guys are Caicedo, Gravenberch, Xhaka, Paulinho. I'm going to go ahead and say Caicedo for sure, and then the other two, I don't really know, because it could be like that fucking Cullen guy from Burnley and that one of the Bournemouth guys, Scott, I think, or maybe it's the other one. I don't know. Those guys are always hurt though as well. And then there's I'm gonna go Caicedo and Cullen. I think Xhaka might be tricking me because of how many assists he also has. It's just kind of got him up there. I'm gonna go Paulinho off the board, but Rice is gonna be one of them. You're gonna
kick yourself on this. Number one, Anderson.
Oh, okay, yeah, fair.
128.
Wow.
Number two,
Jesus.
Caicedo 126. Wow. Now Caicedo probably would be above him had Caicedo not missed half a match or whatever because he was injured. That's probably the difference why he's now top.
Fair.
And then third, Szoboszlai or Dom.
Wow.
Zobo. 120. So I don't know if
when he
still
was
on the
playing
website.
right back, he fucking loaded him up.
But he's still getting loads now.
Really?
But he's still.
You got a new hairstyle, by the way, dude? Is that like a new style?
No, I've just cut my hair. I'm just normally a mess, that's all.
Oh, it looks good.
Thank you.
You got it done today?
No, I got it done yesterday.
Nice.
But if you look at, he got 22 against Brentford the other week. That's funny. Why?
What's his overall points and how many attacking returns does he have? What am I?
So if you pop into the game, if you go to midfielders, you can look at defensive contributions. So you can see the order because you can then see who else is on the list. So it's Adams you were thinking of from Bournemouth.
Yeah, and where's Cullen? Because I know he had a
Cullen is 6th. Xhaka's 5th. So so Paulinho is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 9th.
Paulinho must have attacking returns then. Yeah, he's got 2 goals and an assist. That's why I just noticed he was really high up the list.
But I don't think he's. But the thing
points.
But he might have high defensive contributions per game because
he doesn't play every game.
He didn't start this. He didn't play the first couple of games of the season.
No, he's barely missed any time. He got 10 minutes game week 1, 90, 53, and then all 90s.
Yeah, but since he's kind of been in that team, since he's been that 90, his DC has been 7, 14, 11, 7, 16, 14.
Can you imagine if Bruno scored those 2 pens, man? He'd just be like must own still.
It kind of comes down to whether if he's kept pens and you say maybe he's a must.
Yeah, I know there hasn't been one since he missed his second one, right? I still. What do you think? I think he still has them. I just think he's like, unless he's given them away, they're not being taken away.
My instinct is he probably does. But if Bumo steps up and takes it, I don't think any of us are completely shocked. because Bumo's penalty record is
Definitely.
excellent. Apart from when I captained him last season when he missed his only ever penalty forever in his career or something. So
it's big news.
Anyway,
whatever the next penalty is, it's gonna be a big moment.
But I think it's an interesting list though, because I'd not really thought of Paulino until you said that. But actually, if you look at his record, he's on 100. I know he's 28 off. Anderson is right at the top, but Paulino actually is becoming a bit of a C-bit guy. Actually, I didn't quite appreciate that. I mean, Garner's the only other one you didn't mention at all. Look at that.
Also anyway, worth noting that like Xhaka hasn't played yet. He plays tomorrow. I mean, he gets 15 tomorrow. He's third.
Yeah, true.
He's ahead of
and it's good you said that, because someone might look at it and go, "You idiots! Xhaka's third.
Yeah.
How do you know him in your top three?"
And Garner too. Garner's on 105. He plays tomorrow.
Yeah, there you go. Right. So Kev, let's just jump. I think we've covered everything apart from questions. Then
sure.
Last time I looked, we only had questions from Sandy, so I don't think it. Oh no, someone's throwing some questions on. Okay. Right. So the other thing we haven't talked about is the whole thing. We talked about this a little while ago, that if Palace got to quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup, they would have a clash in the midweek of the quarterfinals, because it's when the Europa Conference is playing. But they've drawn Arsenal. So the question is whether or not there'll be some sort of blank around game week 17 because of it. But from what I can tell, Kev, it looks like they're trying to schedule it into a gap. So there'll be no change in the Premier League fixtures, but it should all get sorted out in the next week or so, because they're going to have to make a decision, because it's December, the game. So I think they'll find out this week. So rather than speculating, let's see if it happens. And clearly, if there's some sort of blank, then that kind of maybe solves the free hit dilemma for people like myself who've got a free hit in hand. So I just want to mention that briefly.
I've got their schedule up. So right now it's pretty rammed for these guys. Jesus Christ.
There isn't really room for it, but so there is a chance. The thing is, the interesting thing is there was talk of, well, there's not really room for a double, right? Mm-hmm. So you can't get double this side of Christmas. Which kind of also makes you think, well, that means there's not really a place to put an extra game in, then, is there? If you can't get double, if you can't rearrange double, then why could you then rearrange a quarterfinal into a gap? Because there isn't a gap. So that's the debate.
These guys have so many fixtures.
Yeah,
I mean, just this week. Well, just in the last few weeks, like from the 18th and then on the 23rd, they lost that European game 1-0. So they lost to they beat Liverpool, then they beat Dynamo Kiev, then they lost Everton, they drew to Bournemouth, they lost to some fucking team I never heard of, AEK Larnaca. Then they lost to you, then they dummied Liverpool, of course. And then they've now beat Brentford. These games were all within like 18th, 23rd, 26th, 29th. Yesterday was the first.
Yeah.
The 6th. So they've got a 5-day rest, then a 3-day, then it's 3 days. Then it's a huge break, international break. Do their popular players all play international?
Yeah, and that's the downside of Minot.
Munoz.
Because Minot's always, because he's South American, so he ends up, because there has been last season where he didn't play the time he came back because of the travel, and that is an actual thing to think about with him.
Which is Wolves. You got to think, they come back from international break. Wolves then a must-win
Conference League game.
Conference Europe. Where's the fuck Strasbourg? That's where they're playing.
France.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Yes, that's the easiest trip.
Okay, and then it's back to 3 days Man U, 3 days or 4 days. No, 3 days Burnley.
So
like
I think
Wolves and Burnley are like they're most likely rest games, but like Mateta, I guess, can't even rest.
So Kev, the 3 dates that are being muted are the 16th of December, the 23rd of December, and the 24th of December.
16th of December, they've got EFL Palace versus you. That's the one they're saying.
No, we'll stay. They're talking about just sticking in the EFL Cup game. When does it say there?
18th.
18th of December. Okay.
Yeah.
But then I assume they're playing on the 19th, aren't they?
No, they've got 14th City and then 16th, which is 2 days Arsenal, and then 2 days Europe. So that's probably why they want to move it.
Yeah, so the 16th is where it's landed. Yeah, the 16th is the default date, and there's talk of if they're not happy with that, moving it to 23rd or 24th of December. But I'm not sure that's great.
Not for their family life, no. Like now you're in the Christmas crazy period here, right? Where it's like Leeds on the 21st, Palace on the Tottenham on the 28th. I heard there's only one Boxing Day game this year, by the way. Did you see that?
That's right, yeah. Yeah, it was, yeah.
Newcastle and somebody.
Yeah, anyway. Newcastle, Man United. But yeah, so anyway, so I think the most likely they'll end up on the 24th of December because that probably gives Palace the rest that they need in between there. But if that happens, then there isn't any blanks coming up. But anyway, it's just worth mentioning.
Well, there would be a blank. Oh no, they would move the FA Cup. Sorry.
What I'm saying, at the moment, they seem to be moving the EFL game rather than moving any Prem games. And if that's the case,
you got free hit, you're definitely. I mean, it's like you might not even use yours, right? So you're definitely just waiting.
Just waiting.
You're gonna wait right till the end now, right? Like triple captain is probably your most difficult. My brother texted me today. He's like, "Fuck, I should have used it today. I almost did on Holland." He's like, "I'm waiting for Leeds."
But I mean, he's in so much form at home. But yeah, you'll be unlucky if he doesn't score a couple of goals in any of the home games. But perhaps hit the jackpot and he gets his 4 because
exactly.
The interesting thing is he's not got a hat trick in the Premier League this season, which is probably the biggest surprise of everything.
I know. Last year he was like hat trick. At one point, it was like
hat trick, nothing, goal or 2. Right. So we have 4 questions. So Sandy Radford asks. It's finally getting around to getting big gabs. Yeah, we aren't allowed to ask why. I'm sure we talked about it in previous pods.
If you don't have them now, take a hit to get them at this point.
So who would you sell to upgrade him? Right, I think the answer is quite easy. Rodon, Senesi, Alderete, Lacroix, Esteve.
Between Rodon and Esteve to me.
Rodon for me because Esteve gets more C-bit, and I think Burnley are a much better clean sheet team at home than Leeds. And I think Leeds aren't looking as good now as they did.
I think they're 2 clean sheets to 1 though.
Burnley got 2.
Yeah,
you said that earlier.
Yeah, and Leeds have 1.
Yeah, so
I guess that's 100% better. You're right, 100% better.
But Burnley just look a better. Burnley just look a better team for me. I still believe in Burnley more. I still believe in Burnley's defense more than Leeds. So anyway, I'd sell Rodon.
Yeah,
Kev's tossing the coin, maybe.
Well, no, I'm not saying don't sell Rodon. It's definitely one of those. Any of those 2.
Agreed.
Yeah, I feel like Esteve's a better C-bit guy. In theory, in my mind, I don't know if it's warranted, but that's where my head's at. I think he's a better C-bit guy, I guess.
Okay.
Where the fuck is Sandy's team here? There he is. I'm going to click on him. All right. Yeah. Esteve. Did he get C-bit this week, but he just got popped for 1 million goals? No. No, he got 4 versus Arsenal. That's crazy. Did he come off injured or something? How do you only have 4? I guess they just didn't make any tackles. He only got 8 versus Wolves, too, actually. Esteve hasn't. And then 6. In the last 4 games, he's got C-bit once. And he started off with he's only got 4 games he's got C-bit, Esteve. And then Rodon has 1, 2, 3 games, but he's hit 9 2 of those games. They're both not as good as you think.
But I think Leeds' fixtures look a lot worse than Burnley's. Yeah, if any question mark, yeah. Okay.
Leeds started off with way better fixtures than the other promoted clubs, so it's catching up. Rodon first, then Esteve second.
Right. Question 2. Who's the best forward to pair with Haaland, or would you just stick with one up top?
Here we go. Let's answer the questions now.
I mean, one up top is not crazy. I pretty much am playing one up top, and I may press the button to confirm that by getting rid of my friend Foster. If I was going to pair him with someone else, I'd say Mateta.
Mm-hmm. So can we talk a bit more about this now? Because I would really like to hear. Let's do it. Let's do it on a scale of 1 to 10. So,
Okay.
scale of 1 to 10. Where would you scale Mateta for? Let's call it the next 7-8 game weeks versus the next and then also scale of 1 to 10, set and forget the rest of the season. Do you know what I mean by that? Like, where do you what number do you give Mateta? What number do you give Thiago? And then is there anyone else at all that you Peke maybe? Welbeck?
The only players you can, I mean, it's basically, if you pull up the forwards list, it's basically
I have
guys
it open.
because João Pedro, I mean, I know I just sold João Pedro. He's not. I wouldn't buy him back now.
Don't. He's got 2 good fixtures, then it's horrible as well.
Yeah, and also Thingamajig's back, isn't he?
He's also a ripoff. Like 7.4 is not a good price for these 2-point blank guys.
Yeah,
not when all these mids are 5.5 fucking crushed. Like, have 52 points is not many points. That's the second highest. Like, you have to. If I click on mids, 52 points is Mo Salah, and he's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I click on D, 52 points is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th highest D. So this is the problem. Fuck the keepers. Actually, the 52 points is the second highest keeper. Like, forwards are getting keeper points the way they. I just think the less money, the better. But like, Thiago to me. And Welbeck, but Welbeck's too injury prone. I don't like it. Plus, he's actually technically more expensive than Thiago. Thiago to me is the cheapest forward that's still like pretty good forward as far as like versus just relative to other forwards only, not relative to mids and D and everything. Just the forwards. Thiago's the cheapest one you can get. That's still a good option. In fact, I think he's this. If Mateta and Thiago were the same price, it would be like 1,000,000% Mateta. I just feel like with Mateta, I'm going to be like, fuck. I don't really want to, I don't even know if he's going to start this game because he's not got any rest. They've got this crazy schedule. He's just flown back from Europe. He's just flown back from international break. This shit's going to start catching up to him. I feel like he's playing, Man U or City or, he's got these guys coming up in the next few weeks. Fulham away even. I don't love it. Even Burnley away. I feel like it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know if he's going to get 90 minutes based on this fixture congestion where Thiago's like, yeah, fuck it. I'll bench him. Who cares? I'll bench him against
that's
Arsenal
one thing about
away.
Thiago and to some extent Welbeck is they haven't got the Europe distraction. I can see it.
Yeah. I don't even think Thiago's on Brazil's team. Probably not. Like, he's probably not on the internationals.
England's team, is he?
What?
I mean, Welbeck. I mean, the problem with Welbeck is I just looked at Welbeck's his log. He's not ridiculous the last 4 or 5 weeks.
He's also got
bananas.
He's also got 2 games in a row where he scored and hasn't got a single bonus.
Yep.
No. He's only been getting bonus when he's braced. In fact, he's braced twice and got 2 1-goal games, and then he's got a bunch of blanks. It just all happened in the last 2, 3, 4, 5 games. He's got his 6 goals, right? Wolves away was his worst game.
Thing is, going through this just makes things. I just have one forward. I don't like any of them. I prefer the mid.
No, I like Thiago. I feel like I don't mind having a little money there because if all of a sudden, I don't know, Shesko turns into some fucking unreal pick that we must get,
or Solanke comes back.
Yeah, like I don't want to have 2 4-point whatever guys. I think that's a risk in this, just the way this game's gone historically for the last 10 years of playing it. Like to be too on the edges of like getting way too much money in a position and way little too much, not enough money. You just end up getting fucked and you end up taking like a -8 to fix it or a -4 to fix it later. And I just think there's something to that. Thiago's like a good pick, man. He's got 6 goals and they're nicely spread out. And I mean, he's not a great pick, but none of the forwards are great picks outside of Holland. Even Mateta's not a great pick. You didn't get that 17-pointer. You take that away. It doesn't look great. His fucking XGI, blah, 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 per 90, per blah, 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 is like heavily inflated by that game. He had like a 5 XGI because of that game. And he's at like 8 on the season. So, I mean, you take that game away, dude. And like, this fucking guy's got to go play like 1 billion minutes that aren't even EPL minutes right now, all within the next few weeks. Like, I just think it's a huge hindrance.
I mean, it's quite clear you're not a Mateta fan.
No, I'm trying to debate. Last year there was a period where he was like must own, and right now he's a little bit hot. So it's like, I'm trying to decide, is he that? And is that much better than Thiago? Like, we know the forwards don't score very well in general this year. So do I want to spend, almost 2 million more for a guy that has 1 more point than Thiago, even with that 17-pointer in his arsenal, or in his lineup or whatever? So it's like, I'm just trying to determine is it like Saka? Is everybody just jumping on board with this because some other people have jumped on board and they're like, fuck, that sounds great. I love Saka. Like, even though there's nothing backing up why you get Saka. Like, I just feel like right now I'm leaning, I'd rather have the 1.7 million in my bank in Thiago than Mateta. And I can get the D, and Thiago's nailed and he's on pens and the fixtures are actually decent for this guy. And if I want to, I can just play him in the like Wolves home types of games and just fucking bench him for the rest. And yeah, it's too much money on my bench. Maybe, but I'm playing Alderate. So if I play Thiago and Alderate's 4 million on my bench, does that make you feel better? I just kind of treating them as the same player. A 6 million forward that I can play every once in a while in a good fixture is, I think, better than a 4 point whatever million second 4 point whatever million forward that I would have, because I already have one that I can't ever play ever. Like, I think I might get myself in trouble going that route. So I guess where my final analysis lands me is 100% I want a playing second forward that I will use. It's just, I don't want to use them too much because I don't think the position rewards us enough this season. So I think I've talked myself into Thiago, and I'll probably just like leave him.
Interesting. I mean, Walter Marde's fallen off the list completely because he's had a couple of blanks. He's blanked the last 2 games. He got subbed at halftime today, which is not a good sign.
And Vissa's back like after this next break.
Yeah,
and we didn't bite for that, dude. We were like mocking that he's going to become a question. Guy scored 3 goals in 4 games, and he had like 6-pointer, 7-pointer, 9-pointer. Well, the problem is,
I think he scored. He had 4 chances and scored 4 goals. That ratio is not being maintained.
And 2 of them were headers, and apparently he's like never scored a header before.
Yeah, he doesn't score that many headers. You're right. Last season he got like 1 of his goals was a header or something. Yeah, you look at the list. It's not. I mean, what you look at Welbeck, it wasn't for the fact that you say he's injury prone. I'm like, he's interesting. Is he on pens? Is he on pens for Brighton?
I think that's a team where the pens are different all the time. Like, it was that one guy was taking pens and they got rid of him. They like sold him on loan.
Oh, I can't. But yeah,
Riley or something.
He was. Yeah.
I would imagine he would take pens, but how many pens do they get? Anyway, the last 2 games, 2 goals, no bonus. He's injury prone, so making a lot of noise over there, babe.
I'm just not
jars and shit.
I'm not convinced by any of them. I think I can see a Thiago point. I mean, at least he's 90. He's gonna. Brentford are clearly a lot better than I thought they were going to be this season. I thought they were going to like completely fall off the cliff. They've always had this philosophy around a main striker type thing.
I feel like he's their talisman too. Like 6 million talisman. That's like what we like in this game. Nailed 90 pens.
Yeah, maybe.
Plus, I could just bench him. I mean, look, I'm not saying I'll bench him every week. If I bench him in like 40% of the weeks, is that bad? I'm obviously going to bench him in Arsenal away.
Yeah, right? the problem with all this is like Gyökeres could be a good pick, right? And the problem with Gyökeres, we talked about, is that there's just so many good alternative Arsenal players, mostly in defence, and then you got Rice in midfield, and that's the issue you've got with Gyökeres. So even if Gyökeres, anyway, he's too expensive.
And like, what does him becoming a good pick look like?
He's going to start scoring.
I think he's going
to have to get close to Haaland form, isn't he?
Exactly, or like in between the rest of the game in Haaland. He needs to score like every week and not get no bonus. Like this week he got bonus. It was so rare. It's like I don't know how to fucking. It's like some games these guys score and there's just no bonus because all the defenders get them, and then he doesn't even play the whole game. He plays a half. He gets 1 goal and he gets 2 of the bonus. It makes no sense. Like there's no way to like, create some kind of formula based on this. The other one that needs to be discussed is Ekitike, I think, because if Isak's actually out, he had a goal called off.
The problem, my issue with Ekitike,
they've got really good fixtures. Like the reason we're not going to fucking sell Mo after this week, they've got Forest home, Sunderland home, which is a lot better than Sunderland away, West Ham and Leeds, and then Wolves a few games later.
My issue with Ekitike is A, I think Isak is really close, and B, he still came off at 76 minutes today. Yeah. He's not scored since game week. He's not scored since game week 5. He started the season hot, and since game week 2, he scored once. I know he's obviously some form of injury. Who's not been started in a couple of games. He's way too expensive. He's like a bad version of Gyökeres for me.
That I clicked on him to be like, Ekitike, who could I because it's like who can I turn Rangers to? And I clicked on Rangers. I'm like, he's like the same price as Gio. Like I added like 0.3 or something, 0.4. So yeah, I mean Krupi's still, if you need the money, if you really want to upgrade the rest of your team, but I think it's between Thiago and Mateta, man. Strand Larsen's out. Just scrolling down here. Well, I mean, one interesting guy might be Igor Jesus. Seems to have taken that role over, or maybe Chris Wood's just injured. I don't know.
I think Chris Woods is injured.
Okay,
I believe. But I mean, the Strand Larsen's interesting because new manager, does Strand Larsen be? He's on pens. Perhaps he gets better.
But if you got Gio, you're making this call right now. Like he's Strand Larsen would be a watch. Anyone? I mean, Bowen. Fixtures are they got Burnley home and then it's Bournemouth, Liverpool, Man U. Like they don't have a good fixture run like all season. I feel like, and he's just a bit expensive for what he's bringing. Same with Sesko. I guess if you're gonna get to in the 7 million, 7.8, the same price as Mateta, it's 100% Mateta. I think it's more like cheaper than Mateta. Is there anyone tickling your fancy? And I think the answer is Thiago for me. It's so much at 1.6 million cheaper is quite a bit cheaper. I can upgrade my defense pretty significantly. I feel like that money's going to help. It's like the difference between like Enzo and Bumo. It's the difference between Semenyo and Fernandez. Like money for a rainy day after the international break. In one move, I could do like a significant upgrade on a fixture. A good fixture run change between teams of like Semenyo or Enzo, like I just said. So I think that I just don't think there's enough in it for me between Mateta and Thiago to spend like almost 2 million more. So I'm gonna go Thiago and Race, and I'm gonna do it today. I know there's Europe. I'll take a hit if I got to, but like Reinders is going to drop like a fucking rock here, dude. I think he's going to have like multiple price drops.
Yeah, he's awful. Okay.
I'm right on the bubble of losing money in him now, so.
Yeah, I'm going to have to shoot in a minute because I just clocked the time. But yeah, so I think the answer is there's not a lot of forwards out there, Sandy. I almost called him Randy for some reason.
Three answers. You got Mateta, Thiago, or cheap as fuck.
And he then asked, do you think there's any one player this week that would be worth a hit to bring in? Big Gabs.
Yeah.
If you're going to captain him. Because often my answer to when might I take a hit is two answers. One is it fixes my team because it's something that I need to fix. I'm not going to get the chances aren't something going to come to me, and I'm just going to have to bite the bullet and just sort it out. Or it's a hit for someone I might captain. The problem with the captain thing is everyone's captain Haaland at the moment. But if you fancy Big Gabs as a captain, then he could be worth a hit.
I think even if you're not captaining Big Gabs, if you don't have him right now and you can't do one move to get him, like you should, I would take a hit to get him, like and upgrade the other player too. Also, think it's worth noting. I know that we've all been sort of having some banter about Mo versus the premiums, but after this week, their fixture run is incredible. So like Liverpool players and Mo, if taking the hit now to get Gabs, if you could free up some money, I don't know who that player is. I mean, I like Mo still, but like I know not everyone does. So like I don't know, Gakpo or like honestly maybe Zobo and Gravenberch. Like I mean their fixture run is fucking crazy good coming up here for like the next 5-6 weeks. I mean they're like the best.
There is part of me that goes, rather than going to Rice, I sell Grealish to Gravenberch after this week, create a bit of extra cash, and go the six. How
fit is he?
The
though?
3 on the back.
Why wasn't? How come he hasn't been playing randomly?
I was injured.
Yeah, why? What is it?
Don't know. I need to look into that more. But yeah,
Rice, dude. Just go Rice. Yeah, I'm gonna go Rice. Preseason, you talked about him. I don't want to hear you being like, "Oh, I'm going to talk about Rice preseason and shit." Like, yeah, I know. I got him though. Why don't you have him?
I had Rice. I had Rice at the start of the season. I sold him on wild card.
Crazy. Why'd you do that?
I didn't get any Arsenal on my wild card, which was a big mistake. I don't know. I wanted Big Gabs and I couldn't quite afford it because the team I had. I don't quite know what I was doing.
I was gonna go with Arsenal on my wild card, but I couldn't decide between MLS. You just love your fucking fullbacks. You know what? I think Calafiore might be the best fullback I've ever seen. I'm gonna go MLS
Timber. I was having Timber for anyway. Is where I am. Anyway, so
White's looking pretty fucking good, Gab. Michael White.
So here's a couple of questions from your mate Matty. So he plans to get rid of both Watermade and Pedro. Would you hold and transfer them out at the same time, or do one now and one next week? I mean,
I would keep JP this week.
You've got to keep JP home to Wolves. You never know what might happen there. Yeah. Watermade, get rid of him if you want to get rid of him. And Kev will tell you to buy Thiago, so he might be the guy to go.
Or Mateta, up to you, man. I like the money.
But if he's got
the money,
yeah. It also depends what you can do with JP afterwards, because if you're looking to get rid of JP, then depends what you do. If you could go someone cheaper and then upgrade someone else to a player you really want elsewhere in the team, then maybe that's worth it as well. So you could definitely go for a cheapie, because you could then move Pedro to Thiago in a couple of weeks' time if you wanted to.
Yeah.
You'd have to do this week. Depends what you do with the cash. And then he asks, Caicedo, Rice and Gabriel, are they in the conversation for captain? I'm not sure Caicedo and Rice are, but Big Gabs is.
I guess if Gabs is, Rice could be, I guess. But you've talked me into Haaland just based on his home form and how shit Liverpool are. These like things that are nailed into your head over the years of playing the game, even though the game's changed significantly this year for different reasons, like they keep coming back, even though you fight to get them out, right? Like defenders score way more points. We should be focused on shitty CBIT fucking midfielders all of a sudden, instead of like people that can have good attacking return weeks. Like I'd rather have Caicedo than Mateta as a random example, kind of shit, right? But like Liverpool aren't good defensively. That's a fact. But like in my head, I'm like, oh, he's playing Liverpool. But it's like,
but they were good defensively against us. I would say that. But the difference is Man City are at home.
Right. Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, maybe Anfield is still Anfield, right? But
Yeah, and a big game is a big game is a bit of a neutralizer, right? Even if you're a bit off form. But Liverpool aren't suddenly a really poor team. They're just a
No.
team trying to work out how
I
to
remember
play with their
Mo
new players.
fucking destroying City a couple games and
Yeah.
Foden having some big games too. So like these guys play usually the games well. It's like,
and
is
the other thing
Barney
is,
going to get out of the way, right?
you also remember that Man City are trying to reform their team after a very poor season for them last season.
Right.
They're reinventing a new team, losing the likes of De Bruyne, who's been a staple. Bilver's obviously not is playing for them less now as well. He's been he's been phased out. So they move into a new team where Haaland's the focal point. They're trying to work out what sits best around him. But when they click on that, when that clicks, they are going to be a force, because you're talking about one of the best managers of all time, right? He's going to create something there. And then I'll just pick up Matty's last. He wrote quite a lot, but his last bit was she's risen to 250k from 6 million 5 weeks ago, which is fantastic. So well done. Due to the likes of Caicedo, so thank you to Kev, he says.
Thanks.
His ownership's going higher. I don't think it's that high.
Is it? I don't know.
Ironically, I think I bought Caicedo before you, which is funny.
20%, 19%.
Yeah, it's probably is quite high in the grand scheme of the game, because that's probably the more engaged managers. Who is your next differential? Because we're not really talked about differentials much. So let's just finish on that and then differential. Good question.
Cherky. I think. Well, I don't think I would buy him now, and I know he got 2 assists, but we said it at the beginning of the pod. I think he potentially. He looked to me like he's going to be this like big part of the attack guy that they signed, where Rangers was more sitting deeper in the midfield, and then he just kind of got hurt like right away, and now he's back and he gets 2 assists. Right? I think he played for versus Europe or FA Cup or something, or whatever fucking cup last week, and was his first game back, and then he started today and looked good. So.
Okay.
I think someone from Liverpool could also be a pick for a week from now.
Well, I'm thinking Gravenberch.
Yeah.
So Gravenberch for me, because I think that's your Caicedo equivalent at Liverpool, effectively.
Or your Rice.
I don't think Rice.
He doesn't take corners. Yeah, he doesn't take. No, I said or your Rice equivalent.
Oh, I see.
But Rice being on corners is like he's like Caicedo and Gravenberch, but with corners. On the best set piece team in the history of the league.
Well, I said last week he's going to score more goals this season. Obviously, he's got a couple now. He's just more attacking.
Yeah. And it's nice that he has the defensive contribution, CBIT points. Like that's such a fucking huge bonus.
He's got a 3 out of 10. He's not going to get it as often as Caicedo and Gravenberch.
But 3 out of 10 is so much better than like anyone else.
But the other thing is, of course,
like Caicedo type player.
But he makes up for it the fact that he's got in a team that's got 7 clean sheets out of 10. So he's getting those. He's got 7 clean sheet points compared to 4 for Caicedo or whatever. So that's 1.5.
I'm comparing him more to like Bumo and Sarr, who I'm looking at getting. I'm going to be getting him instead of that by making this move. And like Sarr looks good, but they've got the fixture congestion, and it's just sort of like. Plus, he's going to go to AFCON, isn't he? It's like sort of like every week we get closer to that. It's just a tiebreaker. Like I'll go Rice. Like some new sexier guy pops up, like Bumo pops up or Rice pops up, right? And it's like I'll just go with them. Then Bumo looks good. If Bumo was the same price as Rice, I'd probably just go Bumo. In fact, I still want Bumo. I just think I like the thought of the 2 million or whatever the difference is in upgrading. I think I like Rice equally as much as Bumo, I guess. Points wise, he's right there, and there's more avenues to how he gets these points. Like Bumo's like basically the guy's got to fucking get an attacking return or he's not getting anything, and he looks deadly. Rice on corners for a much better set piece team than Man U, and he's getting defensive contribution points not every week, but 3 out of the 10. And like you just said, he's got 7 clean sheet points. It's like 6 points more than Bumo. So that's 2 more assists than Bumo, if you think about it that way, those 6 points. And those 6 defensive contribution points he's got over Bumo, or 2 more assists he's got over Bumo. So it's like it all fucking ticks along and adds up, right? Like Bumo's a better attacking return player
Rice has
than
got
Rice.
2 goals, 4 assists, 6 clean sheets. I think he must have missed one of the games, and he's got I think 6 defensive contributions. That's ridiculous.
After the international break, he came on later.
Yeah, we got the 22 minutes against Forest.
Yeah, it's Rice. Rice is above Bumo to me, like for sure, and above Sarr.
Yeah, I should have bought Rice this week and not Bumo. Could have, should have, would have.
I'm gonna get Rice, and it'll be like should have bought Cherky, or should have bought fucking Gravenberch. So that's how the game's always gonna be. Yeah. I like that my team is moving to like Rice, Caicedo. I think after this shitty fixture run for Sunderland, I'll be looking at getting Xhaka in later, and it's just like, hey man, they blanked, but I got 4. Caicedo and Rice, I feel like, hey, they blanked, but I got 5 because they also got a clean sheet. 5-point blanks. Crazy, man. 5-point blanks. What a time to be alive, Chris.
Well, that's kind of yeah. Right, and on that bombshell, we should wrap it up there.
All right, buddy.
Cool. Right. Well, good luck with everyone's captain choices for this week.
Yeah.
Well done to anyone that's not going Haaland. I think it's a brave move, but not crazy. There's definitely a world where Haaland doesn't get that many points, and Big Gabs is definitely the best captain pick, and it might turn out to be the best pick. So it's not crazy. So have a good week, man, and I'll catch you next week.